Bugay, and we're here how much today with the um, royalty from how much this past year, Matamokuga Aitag, how much in this time. And so just going to be asking a few questions and have them have their exit out of this reign that they've been doing for the last year. So I want to ask them to introduce themselves again, and then and then from there you will go and just do a little few questions. So go ahead.
Skugdash, Anya Nyamchigik, Jimmy Chilton, and Amjet Basamachikchan. Nya Algo at Stacey Chilton, Kaijamak Amjet. Nya Wasko at James Chilton, Bat, Kaijamak Amjet, and Hope Amjet. Nya Gako at Virginia Chilton, Bat, Kaijamak Amjet. Nya Joe at Francine Enos, Basamachikchan Amjet. Nya Bao at Thomas Enos, Bat, Hikwan Chikshan Amjet. Nya Huuro would Geraldine Mariano, Pisamachikshan Amjet, Anya would Goko Wistamam Ahidak, and Westrum, the Art Institute of Tucson, and Jip, the Desert Diamond Casino of Tucson, Anya would Miss Thonot the Nation 2015-2016. Sapa.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Skugtash, Anina Shiggy, Harriet Lynchune, Anya Goko, Kumoko Ahidak, Anya Amja, Arichek, Gava Achikshan, Bahumajum Ki Casagrandi. And Jetta, Flora Chin, and all Harry Chin, and Hood, Avenita Garcia, and Papa, Joseph Alonso Garcia, Bat, and Gat Rose Chin. Supple.
Okay. Thank you. So, how much this last year you've had the crown and you've followed her, and what were those memorable moments? I think that probably like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you'll remember during this time that you had the crown and that you're going around and seeing people. What are those things that stand out, whether it was something hilarious or something awestruck, a moment or whatever?
I think one moment that I've always cherished was when we went to Gova'a, and it was for a summer program, and the kids called us into the cafeteria, and they had 2 chairs for us, and we just sat there and they sang to us, and then that's when we realized that this title is not something you take for granted, not something that's just there. It's something that we cherish. We realized it that the kids knew that's what we do this for. We do this representing. We represent them. We represent the nation, and I think that's one thing that I always say. No matter where I go, I always try to show that my appreciation is towards the people, because this is who we represented. And Sandra always told me, and everyone's probably gonna get tired of me saying it, but I'm gonna say it till the end, that each stitch in our stash and each stitch in the crown that I'm wearing is that it represents each and every person on the Tohono Nation, and each person that has passed, and each person that's going to be born, and it represents the people that aren't even here on the nation. It represents the people that are around the world. And we had Verlin Jose talk to us, and he was telling us about the different people that are on the nation. Like, there's some in New York. That's who we represent, no matter where. And then right now we were just talked about, like, there's some around the world, and that's who we represent. We represent those people. And we also represent the people in Hawaii. We went to San Lucie this past couple of days, and they told us that some of their community members live in Hawaii, and that too, we represent them. And the radio does a lot of that. They broadcast through the internet, and that's one thing I'm appreciative for, is that they get the word out to everybody that's not on the nation, that can listen to 91.9. They have to listen to it through the internet. So that's my memorable moment, and that's
okay. I hear you.
Like, to me, it would be the same, because that's where we both realize what our title exactly means to us, and we realize it's more than just like I said before, it's more than just these dresses, these sashes, or what people see of us. It's more of the children. And me and Jimmy have these really big hearts for kids, and we love the kids, and we love when they come up to us and hug us and like are like, Jimmy, Harriet. And it's really warming. But I think besides that, I think the one thing that I really enjoyed was going to the NAU pageant. And we were the only girls that weren't a Northern tribe. We weren't Wallapai, we weren't Navajos, we weren't Hopis. And we were from the Tohono Nation, and they giggled at our sandals and what we were wearing, and we didn't have jackets on, even though it was snowing outside. We didn't have no jackets. And they're like, and we just mentioned that we wear sandals, we wear the cowhide because these are our traditional shoes, and we don't wear jackets because we were asked not to. We were supposed to, as Othams, we withstand the weather, and that's what makes us stronger. So I think that's something that we were able to bring back, and we got to share with everybody. And that's something I'm always going to remember, is how strong we were, even though we wanted to give up.
Wow. Okay. And then, there's going to be a lot of people at the pageant. And before I used to be involved with Miss T.O. committee. And I remember what was going on backstage. And I had a lot of those questions that from people would ask, what is it like backstage? Because they only see what from the front. They don't really see what's going on backstage, and how those girls feel. They really don't understand that. And I think that's something that people might like to know when they're sitting there waiting for the pageant to start. What's going on? What is that feeling? And then what is that feeling knowing that, that at the end when all the chips have fallen, and what is that feeling that you have, and seeing your family there?
I think backstage at the pageants is really, you're scrambling, you're looking for your stuff. I remember when we were backstage, and I had all of my stuff because I did the Frozen thing. So I had like 2 extra, maybe like 4 dresses, and here I was, so where's my dress? And I think that the girls are going to be really stressed. Some of them probably not. I don't know. But it's like really, you're back and forth, and then after you do your introduction, your entertainment, your talent, and your impromptu question, you always feel relieved that you did it. And that's what you feel when you're in the pageant. And we still get the nervous feeling no matter what. I think everybody has that nervous feeling when they talk to in front of a crowd, and seeing your family there, it's a relief that they're there to support you. And I think the family members that are going to be at the pageant, that they're supporting their young ladies, that they're supporting everybody that's there. And I remember our escorts are there, and they were nervous for us. Like, we could just tell they were nervous for us. And they had like a little tray of food back there, and we did the nervous eating, so we were eating a lot over there. That's what I was doing, is just picking at everything back there. But it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be stressful. It's gonna be all of this stuff, but in the end, you'll be accomplished that these girls stood up and that they did this.
So you had 4 dresses? Yeah.
I had my traditional dress, my modern attire dress, and then I had my talent dress, because I did my Frozen talent, which is I sang the Let It Go song. Mm-hmm. And it was the whole transformation that Elsa did. She had so I had a dress over my dress, mm-hmm. and then when it was time, the dress came off and it had the other dress underneath. Uh-huh. So that was my 4 dresses.
So who made you choose that, or how did you choose to do that talent? I mean, all the other talents as well.
I think choosing my talent, it's mainly like showing who I am and sharing what I do. And choosing the talent was very, the modern talent was very, well, both of them were very hard to choose from. And the modern talent, I saw it at Comic-Con, and I was like, I want to do that. And I've always done, my talent was cosplay, which is costume making. And I always wanted to do that. And I've done it before. And this was my first major by myself, do it myself. And my house is still covered in glitter. A year's passed and it's still covered in glitter. There's glitter. You find it everywhere. But that was my talent.
Wow. Okay, and Harriet? About the pageant and, what's going on back behind stage, behind the curtains.
For me, it probably wasn't as hectic as changing out multiple times like Jimmy. Although I did have, all your dresses throughout each talent and event that had to go on through the whole pageant. But mine was really like calm. I just had to tune my flute and had to make sure I got everything ready. And it was funny because our escorts, which are mine and Jimmy, we both had our brothers as our escort. And I think we were nervous, but we were kind of like trying not to show it. And our brothers were just eating. So I think they were more nervous for us than we were for ourselves, knowing that their sisters were going into this. It's not as, once you finish a little event, once you finish a talent, then you go back like, oh, I should have done this. But then, you know what? It's done.
Yeah.
We'll just see what the judges say. It's really up to them. I did my best. And even if, like, for myself, I messed up my flute and I just got everything. I just froze. I literally froze on the Frozen theme song. And I was like, thank you. So I just left and I was like, I messed up. It's done. I was like, I'm not doing anything after this. Nothing's going to work out. But once I moved on to the improv, then I felt better. I was like, I got this. And to be able to stand up with everybody. And it's a rewarding feeling knowing that you took the initiative of standing up against every other girl that could apply. But we stood up and we did it. And here we are now, about to finish.
Good. That you play the flute. Is that like in high school and then you just moved on, or is that just you picked it up?
Yeah, I started when I was in 5th grade. I played throughout high school. We went through different concerts. We went to California. That was the first time I ever went to Disneyland. So we played in Disneyland. We played in at universities. We played in high schools. We followed the football team around playing for them. We did, I forgot what it's called now, but we used to compete in different states for this. And I only did it up until my sophomore year because that's when I got involved with more of like a different organization program in the school. So I was like, I'm going to just dedicate the rest of my years to this. And I like it. I like playing the flute.
But so you pick it up once in a while, but not to get out and be with somebody, a band or whatever.
No, I don't. I just pick it up, play a little songs or what I remember. And the only song I actually remember is the fight song and the U of A fight song.
Bear down.
Yeah, bear down.
So your brothers, you said they were nervous. Did you say anything to them to calm them down, or?
No, not really. My oldest brother, when I ran in a high school pageant, he was my escort too, and he's been through like the stuff that pageants go through. So he's been escorts before, so he kind of knew what to do. But I think he was just nervous that I was going for something a little bit more bigger than he imagined. Because none of my family didn't really think I was going to go through with running for Miss All the Nation. So it's funny when they showed up.
Okay, and then now the pageant's over, or it's going to be over pretty soon, and you see all those photos in the legislative chambers of all those women that finished. A lot of them have gotten into politics. A lot of them have gone into other places, businesses, different things. They've moved on, and I think the platform of being having held the crown, it gives them a lot of assistance, because people during that time. You get to know people that are in the government. What do you plan to do? Where do you see yourself like 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What is it that you plan to do with your life after this?
Well, I'm going to continue going to school. I'm going to get my degree in culinary arts or applied science of culinary arts. And I'm going to continue going that route. I'm going to hopefully work at a resort. I don't care what resort as long as I cook. Maybe start my own catering business like my grandma, or maybe end up having a restaurant. And I remember for one of my classes we did a menu, so I'll hopefully go off of that menu. And it is a autumn Italian cuisine inspired.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I like that.
So hopefully you'll see that in the near future, 20 years maybe, when I'm 40.
So you'll be saying in autumn, Saba Masama. I can hear it.
I just want to get back to school and just kind of keep going and focus on schooling right now and just get a degree. I want to go into nursing. I want to be a pediatrician, so pediatric. And I really have a big heart for kids. I love kids, so that's what I wanted to do. And I love like hospitals. It's weird. Like I was telling other people about this. It's weird. Like I get this little, you know how people get rushes? I'm pretty sure Jamaica gets rushes when she sees like these cooking channels or food that's interesting. Like I get this little thing for hospitals, and I love just being in there and just like, oh, what's that? Can I touch this? But no, you can't touch that. So I don't know, I have this thing for hospitals and just helping people and just for kids.
Good. Now, is there any last words that you'd like to share with our audience? There's a lot of people out there, all different ages, different backgrounds, whatever. What is it that you'd like to share with them, if there's anything?
I just like to encourage more participation in the Miss Tohono Nation pageant. We have 3 amazing contestants so far, but like it was said before that back in the good old days, way back when, there was 20, 30 people just trying to compete for Miss Tohono Nation. And I think hopefully throughout the years, our goal is maybe 5 people, and then build it up throughout the years, and hopefully we'll get back to the 20 contestant mark, and it'll be really competitive. Like Harriet said yesterday, when we went to San Carlos, she just wanted to see it because of the stories, that it was so competitive, and we hopefully will be able to see that competitiveness in our pageant. I also like to encourage everybody to come to the pageant. It's our last day that day, and it'll mean a lot for everybody to know that what we're doing isn't for our benefit, it's for yours. It's because we're representing you, and it'll be great for you guys to come out and support the girls as well as us, because we're not going to be doing anything anymore. We're not going to be traveling anymore. We're just going to be doing what we've been doing, just going to work and going to school. So, Sapa, thank you.
Okay. Harriet?
Like Jimmy said, just a lot of encouraging, encourage a lot of girls to try this out. It doesn't hurt to try it. It's never a loss if you don't place the way you want to. At the very end is the rewarding feeling of what you've done. Even if no one notices it, your family knows what you've done throughout this whole year. I think that's the best feeling, and I just encourage just to save yourself for this moment. The starting age is 17, and your teen years are your teen years, so it's not that important to have like all those little personal stuff you really want that's not really necessary. But I strongly encourage that every girl should try this at least once. If you want to do it again the next year, if you don't place the way you want to. I encourage you to just try it out, and I'm pretty sure you'll have the best time. You're going to meet a lot of people. You're going to meet a lot of friends. It's funny, we met some people in Oklahoma, so we have some friends in Oklahoma, and White River, which was the former Miss Indiana Arizona. She's really close to us, and we're excited, and we're just excited for the rest of our journey after this, and I hope that we continue to make you proud, and that maybe one day you'll hear about Jamee's culinary, her restaurant, and then you'll hear about me and like doing whatever with kids.
Dr. Chewy.
Yeah, Dr. Chewy. So I just hope that we continue to make you proud, and thank you.
Okay, and the one favorite question that people are asking now regarding you is, why didn't you put your name in again to run? And you don't have to answer this question, but I'm just telling you that people are asking that question. I usually, I'll hear something once or twice and okay, that's that person. But if I hear it 4 or more times, I got to ask that question to myself. And so, do you want to answer or not? Just
Yeah,
leave
I
it.
can answer. Some people know that like at the beginning of the year was a little rocky, and it kind of started off differently, and halfway through the year, that's when everything kind of changed out, and that's when everything just zoomed by. But being in so hectic and a demand for the way my work is going right now, it's like very demanding, and like a lot of things are just, a lot of movement are going on right now. So I thought, why not take a break, and then we'll find out later on this year whether or not if I wanted to do this again. But also I think that we both thought about Miss Indian Arizona, and then we also thought about later on, what if we want to be chaperones later on in the future. So I think right now I just want to kind of settle down and go back home and just be with my family, because I know that Agatha's been our mom. She's took us everywhere, just like the other 3 chaperones have been our mothers. So I miss my real mom. I miss my real family. So I haven't actually been home. It's just been work and traveling. So just kind of settle down for a year and find out what next year has. But I'm glad that I have that support and people are asking. Thank you.
Yeah, and then for Jamie, the question: are you going to move on to the other pageants and do that?
Like Harriet said, we've been talking about it and we've been thinking about it. I think this past year I was set on doing the pageant, and then we got our new titles, and I think that after I got the new title, I realized that I wanted to stay as Miss Tohono Nation, and I know that I wanted to finish my year out. I knew I wanted to finish the year out. So I decided that I wasn't going to run. And I know people don't like me for that. And I've heard what people say about that the mean things they say about me just because I didn't run for Miss Indian Arizona. I think that maybe next year, like Harriet said, we need to settle down a bit. We've been traveling. We get really emotional. We cry a lot. We get stressed a lot, and with me and her, our schedules are really busy. For me, there's times where I don't sleep. There's like days I haven't slept for days. Mm-hmm. So I had to rely on coffee, on caffeine, and that's one thing that helped me throughout the years. And I knew that maybe after I'm done with this, that I'll take some time and then think about what I wanted to do. Because I have 10 months to plan if I were to run for Miss Indian Arizona. I have 10 months to plan on what I want to do, and I think that I'll be more prepared than that I could run for it, and that I'll be able to have more support with the people that I might be able to accomplish that, and that's
okay. So about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Miss Universe?
I don't know yet.
Okay, well, thank you with the Maikuga interview.